It's already time to pick my July TBR, so I'm super excited to find out what books I might be reading this month. In June, I picked 5 books using my TBR jar prompts, and of those 5 books, I read 2.5 of them. I am currently reading Mistakes Were Made by Lucy Score. This is my current read. So I am making my way through that one, have not finished it yet, and not going to finish it in June, but that was one of the books from my June TBR, so that's why I say 2.5. I did not make it to Shadow Reaper. That one's on my Kindle. That's a new release. And I also did not get to The Martian by Andy Weir, so that one's going back on the TBR cart. I finally have a new bookshelf set up behind me, so I have more books that I can choose from, but the TBR cart is still the same with all the books that have kind of been my priority top reads that I want to get to soon. So I'll mostly be trying to pick from the TBR cart. If I can't find anything, I'll look behind me. I also have some books on my Kindle, and I just went to the library and I looked through the new releases, and I picked out 4 books that I'm going to add to the cart today as potential options for my July TBR. So I can also choose from any of these. I grabbed Red City by Marie Lu. She's the author of Legend, which is a young adult dystopian series that I read when I was younger. Most of these books that I grabbed from the library I don't know a lot about, but I've just heard good things. So I wanted to grab a few and see which ones I can get to in July. Maybe I can put some of them on my TBR. So this is one option. I also grabbed All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whittaker. This one is a thriller, love story, and historical fiction. Next up, we have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've seen this one everywhere. I feel like so many people have read this one. It's about a woman astronaut working for NASA in the 1980s. So she was one of the first women astronauts. And then last, I grabbed The Names by Florence Knapp. This is a literary fiction novel that goes through 3 possible lives for one person, 3 different ways their life could have gone based on if they were given a different name when they were born. So kind of about the different paths you can take in life. I just thought the premise of this sounded super interesting when I first heard about it when it came out. So excited about all of these to potentially get to in July. I'm gonna move The Martian back down by the science fiction books on the bottom shelf. It's a little bit scrambled, but for the most part we have mystery and thriller, science fiction, fantasy, some more fantasy, some romance, and then the library books. So a lot of different genres, different options to pick from. I'm very excited. Let's pick our first prompt. This one is 5+ word title. So a title with 5 or more words. Let's see. The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. That's a long title. All the Colors of the Dark. Tempest of Wrath and Vengeance. Those are the 3 options I'm seeing. Here are the 3 options for me to pick from. Tempest of Wrath and Vengeance. This is the 3rd book in the Legacy series. It's dark romantasy. The first 2 books I rated both 5 stars. I loved them. It's a very good series. This would be a great pick. I think I read those a couple months ago, sometime in 2026, so not too long ago. Next, we have The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. This is a romantasy with kind of a unique sense of humor, I've heard. It's originally based on Hermione fanfiction, but it's slow burn enemies to lovers between an assassin and a healer. And this is the first book in a duology. 3rd option, I just talked about this one a little bit, All the Colors of the Dark. This one takes place right after the Vietnam War in 1975. In this small town in Missouri, girls are disappearing. A local boy saves the girl. So there's a romance, missing person mystery, serial killer thriller. Okay, so I guess they're disappearing because there's a serial killer. But yeah, this one is a thriller, whereas the other two are romantasy. I feel like because I just picked this one up, I want to choose All the Colors of the Dark. I'm more excited about it. I've heard good things. I haven't read a lot of thrillers, but honestly, I've been in the mood to read a thriller. So first pick, 5+ word title, we're going with All the Colors of the Dark. And these two go back on the cart. On to prompt number 2. I'll probably pick 5 prompts today. That's what I've been doing. I feel like that's a good amount of books. Gives me options to read. Standalone book. Okay, we could definitely pick another one of our library books. We could pick The Names or Atmosphere. The Redo List and Soon by You, those are both romance books, so those would be standalones. I think all of these are all series, all the romantasy. The Martian is a standalone, but I picked that in June and did not get to it, so I don't know that I want to pick it again. Not Quite Dead Yet, that would also be a standalone, and another thriller. This one's about a girl who's attacked on Halloween, suffers from a catastrophic head injury, and is told that within a week she's gonna die from an aneurysm. So during that time, she's trying to figure out who attacked her. Her condition's deteriorating, but she wants to solve her own murder. That is fun. I don't know why I'm in a thriller mood. It seems like that would be such a fall thing. And we're heading into July, but I am. I feel like I walked into Costco. They already had Halloween decor and Halloween candy out, which is shocking. I know it's not even the 4th of July yet, but honestly, I'm here for the thriller vibes, the Halloween vibes, the fall mood. I love summer, don't get me wrong, but I do really love fall. So maybe I'll pick another thriller. My husband knew I wanted to read this one a while back, and he got it for me as a gift, so that would be cool to read this one. What else? Romance. I'm currently reading a romance. Mistakes Were Made, so I'm less inclined to pick a romance. Let's see, these other two library books. Atmosphere, a love story, that's a romance. But I feel like it has a lot of other stuff going on. It's not as focused on the romance, I don't think. The Names, let's go with Not Quite Dead Yet. I feel like I got the most excited talking about this one. So, second pick, standalone book, Not Quite Dead Yet. On to prompt number 3. Oh my gosh, I got my hand stuck. Let's get it out. Okay, I got one. I was reaching for the bottom. Felt like I needed to mix them up. Greater than 4.4 stars on Goodreads. I feel like the best way to check this one is I'm gonna pick out a few books that I think would be rated highly on Goodreads, and then I'll look it up and double check. Let's see. I mean, honestly, the new releases, those I would think would be rated highly because I've heard a lot about them. I've heard good things. I feel like the romantasy books can be very hit or miss. The Hobbit, that's probably rated highly. Morningstar and The Martian, I would think would have high ratings. All right, let's grab my phone. I'll check a few of these and let you know. I'm gonna look up these ones first, the ones from the library. The Names. 4.13. Oh, okay, 4.4 stars, greater than 4.4 stars, that's pretty high. Okay, not The Names. Atmosphere. 4.32. That's close, but not 4.4. And that was a Goodreads Choice Awards winner. Okay. Dang, this prompt is strict. It's kind of fun though. It really limits it down. Red City, 4.04. So far, the closest one is Atmosphere. Let's try The Hobbit. That is a classic. 4.3. Dang. Prison Healer, I'm guessing not, but we'll try. 4.16. These are all rated well, just not 4.4. I'll try Tempest of Wrath and Vengeance. 4.21. Maybe Dark Matter. 4.13. So no. Is anything rated 4.4 stars or higher? That's really high. Surely something is. The Martian. Let's try that. Okay, The Martian, 4.42. This is the highest rated one on the cart so far. And the first book that qualifies for this prompt. This was a Goodreads Choice 2014 winner by the same author as Project Hail Mary, which I loved that book. The movie recently came out. That's been super popular. I saw it. Loved that too. Loved the book more though. But yeah, this one also has a movie based on it, but I've never seen it. So this is one option. I bet Morningstar qualifies. Let's see. 4.55. Wow. That is rated so highly. Okay, I think it might finally be time for me to continue the Red Rising series. I honestly can't believe I didn't read this book directly after reading Golden Sun, the second book, but as I already said, I picked The Martian in June and didn't get to it, so I'd rather pick something else. And honestly, it's a good time. I'm feeling it. I want to get back into reading another sci-fi. I feel like I haven't read a lot of sci-fi lately, even though it's, I'd probably say, my favorite genre. I've read a lot of romantasy this year though as well, so that's also one of my favorite genres, but I'm ready to get back into it. My husband's gonna be so excited when I tell him I picked this. But third pick, greater than 4.4 stars on Goodreads, we're going with Morningstar by Pierce Brown, the third book in the Red Rising series. Prompt 4. For this one, we have a book I don't know much about. The first thing coming to mind would be Red City by Marie Lu. I know this is fantasy, romantasy, I would think, but other than that, I know nothing about it. I'm familiar with the author. I know some other booktubers have read this and loved it, but honestly, I don't know anything else. We can look at the back. It says it's about alchemists, an underworld of alchemists and criminals. Oh wait, this is just a quote. That's not even the description of the book. Okay, it is about alchemy. It's the power wielded by the criminals in the form of sand, which is a drug that'll make you a more perfect version of yourself. There's two rival groups, so it seems like there's some politics in here. Okay, and then there's these childhood friends, a girl and a boy, who are kind of rival alchemists now on opposite sides of this conflict and a war coming up. So it seems like there's a lot of unique world building in this book, and I am curious to know more. So I think I'm gonna go with this one for book number 4, a book I don't know much about. That seems the most fitting. There are other ones on here that I don't know a ton about, but Red City I definitely knew the least about, so that one applies best. Last prompt, we have purple cover. I think there's one, right? We have House of Dragons. This is definitely the most purple cover I have on the cart. It says, enter the tournament, win a dragon, don't fall in love. So this is a romantasy. It's about a half-fae, half-human girl, and she enters a training program for gifted fae that's called House of Dragons. There's 12 different houses. Each student is chosen by one of the houses, and everyone's chosen except her. So she ends up having to make a bargain and becoming allies with a cursed fae prince. That sounds really good. Technically, I think We could add Throne of the Fallen on there for purple cover. We've got some purple flowers. This is a dark romantasy. And maybe we could put Read Between the Lies. There's kind of some purple around the edges. But I am intrigued by this one, and this definitely fits the prompt best. So for my fifth and final pick for July, I'm gonna go with House of Dragons. Very fun, and maybe I'll get to the other two library books as well, or maybe I'll renew them and get to them in August. But these are my picks for July. I feel like this is a great stack. We've got a couple romantasy, science fiction, a couple thrillers, so a good variety of stuff, all with unique worlds that I am excited to read about. If you want to hear my thoughts on all of these books, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. I should be doing my May and June wrap up very soon, so that'll be coming next. I'm excited to talk about all of those books that I've read recently. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.